Good morning, everyone. This is Jill Raven Stevenson of Juniper Sage. And today we're going to talk about space. And this week we're going to talk about space. I always think of space is what we reside in. Space is also having that room to move in. Space also has a feeling and what we reside in. I think I just said that. Space also is making space for something to come into life. Space can stimulate and reflect and inform ourselves. So space is sometimes we want to, I was just dealing with this back and forth with my husband about this umbrella up, and I realized I like the umbrella up because it feels like I'm in a cave sometimes, and so I had to kind of investigate why I needed it up. It's because it creates this cave-like energy, and that's the space that I need in order to focus and create. So you start kind of identifying your spaces and what you need within them. And last week we worked with kind of our internal space, our internal atmosphere. So we're going to kind of use those same techniques this week and move that out into a space we would like to work with this week and kind of refine or level up or change or shift or just sit in and kind of reflect in of what that space represents to you. So how do we do that? First of all, we need to kind of pick a space. So we're going to pick a space, and then I'm going to walk you into looking at that space, and then we're going to walk it, and then we're going to use the elements to kind of help us refine, shift, move, anchor, ground into more of that space. So we're going to use our home as the canvas to work with this week, but you can use this wherever. You could use this like a vacation space that you're going to be walking into. It could be your workspace, right? Could be the space in your life that's dedicated to your friends. So whatever, so you can use this technique in all kinds of aspects of your life. So I just love this exercise, and it'd be fun to kind of discover together. So what I'm going to use this week to kind of begin with is we're going to use a gift from Mother Earth, and I'm going to use a stone. So we've had some stone medicine earlier in my little summer YouTube bonanza. So I can't remember what week that is, but we're working with stones as a way to ground and settle in our energy. So we're going to use the stone as the same thing. So spaces are living, breathing energy, and when we can kind of start to work with them in that way, then we can start to co-create with that space, right? Even our relationship space. So let's just first work with our own internal space and see what's going to happen in this meditation is that we're going to kind of feel into which space calls to us. And then I'll give you a little tiny task to do in that space. And if that's all that happens this week for you, that's perfect. Part 2 and 3 will be available throughout the summer. And so you'll be able to go back and visit them when you're ready to kind of tackle the next level of working with space. All right. So the first thing is to kind of feel for you what words in this moment come up for you. So for me, the words are actually, let's see, how do I want to do this? I'm going to reframe this. What feelings come up when you hear or feel into the word, the energy of space. So for me, it's the love of space. So I have this pink energy, the joy of space. So that love and joy of space. So I'm using my feeling, intuitive senses to bring up feelings, and my feelings usually come through colors for me. So just letting your own self feel that. So love and joy, those are really important elements to space for me, right? So it activates love and activates joy. Okay, and then you're going to just take another breath in through our nose and out through our mouth. And feel where that expression came from, that sense of space. So for me, it did come into my heart and throat area, where I could really feel, what that is for me. And that gives us a significance of how we tune into space. So for me, I tune into space through my heart and through the way the space is expressed. Now I'm going to take this beautiful stone that I'm holding, right? And I'm just going to, so some object of earth, it could be a stick, it could be a plant that you're working with, that you're just sitting near. It doesn't have to be a stone, just something from earth, right? She's all about space. And then letting yourself take another breath in through your nose and out through your mouth as you're kind of tuning in to allowing that element of earth to help bring you present to space. In your internal space. We're going to work on that exchange again that we worked with last week. So that exchange of the inhale and exhale. So today we're going to kind of reverse it. So when we're exhaling, what energy do we want to offer the space of our day today? So for me, again, I'm going into that feeling part of myself. And it's very much this green and purple space. So it has a bit of magic, and it's just healing and harmonizing. That's when I bring healing, harmonizing, magic into my space, into my day. So the day is the space. And then there's always a response, that beautiful balance of giving and receiving. So just feeling like that the day is embracing what you're offering it. So I'm offering it healing, harmonizing, and magic. And feeling the day, what would it feel like to have the day embrace what you're offering? And the day response, it has its own alchemy. And what does it offer you back? So for me, I feel this huge, beautiful obsidian. Obsidian's been really coming in lately for me. Kind of energy around my whole auric field, like kind of zipping it up and clearing it for me. It's almost like protecting my space. So let's just go over that little activity for a moment here, just to kind of reground it. So I'm holding, or I'm tuning into something that is of earth, of her space. And I'm tuning into my own being of what do I want to offer the space of my day. allowing myself to imagine how the day receives that. And then allowing myself to receive from the day. And then just taking another breath in through our nose and out through our mouth. So when we've got that exchange, the next question, the next inventory is what is possible in this day, right? And I can see for me, what happens is I go from feelings into symbology. So then I begin to construct, translate what is happening, what is the offering of this day. And I just see this beautiful a shape. It's like, not the dodecahedron, it's the six-pointed star together, but it's three-dimensional. It's like the Star of David, but it's three-dimensional, just to give you a visual. Right, and it's the element of air. So each possibility has an elemental makeup to it, and it can have many elements, but today we're just going to focus on what would be its main element. So the potential is being held in for me in the energy of air. And then I'm going to just have a moment with that element, that potential of my space, right? And just feel into a space in my home that would love to receive this potential. So right now I can see it's my kitchen table. It's kind of a mess right now. There's a lot of higher thoughts. I sit there and do a lot of thinking. So now I'm going to bring myself into that space. So here I have this potential. It has the element of air. Immediately can see myself going, oh, this space, I do have a lot of thoughts. I write here a lot. I love to write here. It faces east. So I'm starting to feel like why I love what I love about that space and how that holds that potential for me. It feels very protected. So then my next question is there anything in my space that needs to be up-leveled or shifted or changed or acknowledged to really hold this energy of this potential for me to write at? Like, what else needs to be in this space for me to write at? Excuse me. It's interesting. It wants a dark blue tablecloth. Like, oh. So it starts to give me details. So the space itself is starting to give me details, right? So I'm in this conversation with the space. So what I'm doing is, internally I realize I'm not speaking about it, so I'm sorry about that, is like I'm settling into that space. I'm starting to have this conversation of what do you need to help hold this potential, this, for me, this writing potential. Oh, I need, okay. And I'm kind of feeling what else it needs. Like I'm just concentrating on the table itself. Now I'm kind of concentrating around, and it's showing me to clear some clutter. Right. And then I'm going to ask the internal question of, if I do these changes, what is the result, right? So I'm using my listening. You guys might see visuals or feelings or a knowing, or just your own thoughts about space might start to get stimulated. So for me, it's interesting because it's a small little task. It's not my whole house, right? I'm kind of in this whole house movement, but it's one little space. And the other interesting thing for me is I was having frustrations the other day about this space. So I think, wow, here it is helping me reharmonize with the space. So just feeling, if I make these shifts and changes, what is the result? How will I feel? Feels more open for me at my crown. It feels more deliberate. I sit down here. Feels calm. And then I just want to give gratitude to this space. I just fill it up with this energy that I think of when I think of space. So I just want to fill it up just through my own imagination. That beautiful gift that helps us start to interact in these different ways with the world is I'm going to fill it up with love and joy. So there's laughter and there's love and there's joy in the space around my kitchen table where I love to write. Looks like I'm sitting there doing readings. Like, it feels very, very cool. All right, and then I'm just going to take a moment where I'm going to breathe in through my nose and out through my mouth. And this is a gift that was given to me by my internal knowing and my communication with space and my connection to what is possible, right? So let's just recap one more time. So first, I'm looking at what I love about space, and I'm feeling that. And then I'm filling my day I'm offering my day, the space of my day, what it is I want to offer it, what I'm feeling to offer it. Then I'm allowing the day to receive that and having my own experience of her receiving it. I don't know why I call days hers, but I am. And then I want to be in receptive mode and receive from the day. And in that receiving, that exchange, what is its highest potential? We're working with space, and our intention is to identify a space. So the potential comes elementally for us, has an elemental component. And then we chose a space within our home. We're using our home to place that potential. And then we allowed ourselves to be put into that space through our own imagination and our own knowing. Right? That's a familiar space for us. And then we begin to have an interaction. What do you sense? What's already in the space? For me, I kind of oh my gosh, this is where I love to write. This does have this yummy energy to it. And then it went into kind of having this exchange. What does it need? Does it need anything? Letting myself kind of feel that potential drop into the center of the table for me, and watching that inform, just having this beautiful interaction. And then just having a moment of gratitude. So really letting yourself kind of play with that little sequence. And then tomorrow we will deepen into another space in our home, another space in our life. Kind of move that out into our life. All right, you guys, we kind of continue this week in this art of receiving and giving, that balance, and also putting in a co-creative energy with the art of receiving, which is our sacred space. So that's what we're going to do this week. All right, you guys, have a wonderful week. I think it's such a cool week to do this as the new moon is coming. It's almost like getting prepared to receive something beautiful. Who knows, right? What will happen in this receiving? We do know that we have a potential that's being activated. All right, many blessings, you guys. See you tomorrow.